result of the election. I don't want to be waiting around for weeks and months.
Earlier, Trump tweeted, with a referendum by post, 2020 will be the most inaccurate and fraudulent election in history. This will be a crying shame for America, delaying elections until people can vote appropriately, safely, and confidently. In fact, there's no such a law in the United States which grants President the power to postpone or modify the election date. It's so conspicuous that Trump makes such a breaking news and hides some facts. US GDP sees a sharp fall that hits a record low in the second quarter of 2020, shrinking at 32.9%. Even the Great Depression 100 years ago was not that tragic. Trump, who's always professed himself as economic development doer, how can he want the Americans to pay much attention to this news? Naturally, he will make an explosive news to cover up his economic dissatisfaction and to reduce the impact of economic development issues on his elections. It's hard to believe that US, being the only superpower in the world, the number of deaths from the COVID-19 is also the top. But in the eyes of Trump, there's nothing wrong with their practice. Even now, no new coronavirus subsidy policy has been proposed to the pandemic. Trump ignores and just let it go. Nothing can affect his election issues. What's the big deal with 100,000 deaths? The day before Trump tweeted, FRB Chairman Powell delivered a speech concerning about the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the U.S. economy and indicated that the U.S. fund source is almost empty. He was also powerless to deal with pandemic. He was at his wit's end. Each of the above news is unfavorable for Trump, and every piece of news can last several news cycles, which is a ban for Donald Trump. 4 years in power, there are so many materials that can make breaking news. Why just question about the election? In fact, this material itself is also a tool to promote his suspicions about letter ballot, so as to make more people doubt the election result. Of course, he knows that the election will be held on schedule. At the same time, he already previews that he might sustain a crushing defeat this time, matching up letter ballot with inaccuracy and fraud now, and spreading this voice widely in the corresponding media channels may prepare himself for not recognizing the vote result and hedge his bets for himself, make the election results lose and legitimacy, and at least make the voters who support him feel improper. This is the breaking news that Trump wants to make.